In this episode of Petrol Station, Wes and I get a insider's tour to Texas Speed and Performance. Welcome back to Petrol Station, your one-stop shop for weekly adventures. Now, the reason I say that is because in our last video, Wes and I went to Cams and Coffee at Texas Speed Performance in Georgetown, Texas. During that show, we met Jaden, who is one of the salespeople there at Texas Speed. During our conversation, we asked Jaden if it would be possible for two guys to get a tour of the facility and, maybe bring our cameras and get to share it with the world. To our surprise, they said yes. So I am on my way to meet Wes at Texas Speed, where we're going to link up with Jaden. We get to show you guys what that manufacturing facility looks like. So we'll get to see an in-depth look of Texas Speed, ask Jaden some questions, and just check out some really cool stuff.
This is our warehouse where we keep like all of our parts and everything. So like that's all completely full of like our Titan intakes, cylinder heads, cylinder heads, cylinder heads, cylinder heads, cylinder heads. We just kind of got stuff everywhere. I'll walk you over and show you all the fun stuff here in a second. But realistically, this is just our large warehouse where we just keep everything at. Nothing too exciting except for what's over there, which you guys will see shortly. But as you can see, we try to keep an abundance of our cams on the shelf, which I'll show you here in a second of how many cam grinders and all that kind of stuff we have. We're pushing out quite a bit. As you can tell, we just have racks and racks and racks of all kinds of stuff. But
at one point I used to work in an O'Reilly, so this is all very familiar. It was the same setup. Yeah. Totally, yeah.
So here's a line of motors that are either waiting to be crated to go out the door or to be put on the shelf for in-stock motors. But so what we got here is basically, so these all Coyotes. These are just our 1250 horsepower ones. These are not the, so they're sleeved, but they're not fire range or anything like that. Actually, I think they're closer to 1800 is what those ones are rated for. We also have a fire ring version rated for a little bit more, closer to about 2.
I could fit that in a Focus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But coming over here, we have our rack of in-stock motors. The idea behind this is, well, you blow up your motor and you need one fast. Well, we have options to choose from. Any one of these can be basically put on a pallet and shipped out next day.
Okay, I was gonna ask, like, define fast. Like, is it just, hey, check clear, pull it, ship it?
Grab this, send it over to our guy, put a crate around it, he contacts freight, gets picked up next day.
Nice.
Sometimes same day.
That's awesome.
Yep. And depending on where you are in the country and what the weather is like, it will typically get to you in like 7 days.
This is insanely organized and clean too. Like, this is very well done.
Yeah, so one thing that a lot of people don't realize is like these here, these two 426 HEMIs that are rated for about 2000 horsepower.
Nice. So you got all big three. You got Chevy, Ford, and Dodge ready to go out the door. Nice.
Yep, on the Chevy we have the LT and the LS. Ford side, mainly the Coyote. And then Hemi, we got really just 426s because, well, you shouldn't put anything else in the Hemi except for a 426. So, yeah. Well, let's move from here and let's go check out the manufacturing side.
How many engines do you guys ship out per like week?
Oof. Per week, I'd probably say about 15. Really just depends on demand.
Yeah.
Of that week. Yep.
Is it sick week? Is it drag week?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Basically. Who is
blew
gonna
up
blow
something at the track?
Yes. Like I had an instance the other day with a Formula Drift driver. He blew his motor, then his spare motor fell off of a freight truck.
Oh no.
From another company, and got him one shipped out the same day, and it's going to Canada, and it just passed customs, and that was on Wednesday of last week. Yeah, about to get real loud in here. So what we'll do is we'll hook a left, We're gonna pass our entire camshaft department.
Okay.
These are all our camshaft machines here. We got 3 grinders, 1 polisher, basically just going through the whole process here from start to finish of when we get the cores in to grinding them down to spec, polishing them, cleaning them, taking them over to get cleaned even more.
Now, are all the cams like fresh grinds, or do you take like stock cams and then grind them to your spec?
All fresh grinds.
All fresh. Okay, cool.
Yep. So we just get our own cores in.
Nice.
And we grind those. And right now we're passing our research and development department over here. Don't want to get too close to them, but you can kind of peek what's going on in there.
Okay.
You know, when you see
full engine dyno setup and everything. Nice.
Engine dynos there. We have a Spintron in the back room over here, but we're working on a new line of motors coming out, like fully in stock. Purchase this, it'll make 2,000 horsepower. So if you peek through that door right there, you can see 2 turbos just sticking up above the motor.
Is that the Cletus McFarlane Bald Eagle special?
Not necessarily. It's more on the rowdier scale.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
This is where Wes gets tackled.
And that's our old dyno, all
Oh,
wrapped up and everything like that. When I was in research and development, we swapped everything out.
nice.
But so we also kind of passed our cylinder or our block department, where basically all of the steps go right through here. It's typically right open, but we just got this new machine, I don't know, probably a month and a half ago, and I'm still not used to it.
Okay.
But over here, so like we have our centroids, go through, measure everything, get everything all cleaned up. We have our line hone and our cylinder hone all over there. Lots of extensive processes, you know, building lots and lots and lots of motors.
How many would you say that y'all process like on a daily basis?
On a daily basis, probably going through the block department, I'd probably say 15 to 20, but I'd have to talk to them to verify those numbers. But I know we go through a lot because, well, I sell a lot, so
There you go.
yeah, kind of got a supply and demand there. But we'll head back over this direction and we'll hook it right over here. And I'll show you one of the coolest machines in the building. It's like 99% automated, so it's the Doosan here. So what we have is we have cylinder heads going through it and our intakes.
Okay.
But if it's running, it's pretty wild to watch run. So you can see up above, you can see intake lid there, cylinder heads there. And they're all on these racks and everything like that, and they move through all of the individual processes all their own.
Nice.
Basically just cleaning everything up, 5-angle port jobs and all that kind of stuff. We do everything all in-house.
And the nice thing about that is like, then y'all spec it, you test it, you verify it. It's not, someone's not gonna get a box that you haven't went through and said, yes, this is, everything's correct.
Yep, everything gets tested before going out the door.
Very cool.
Yep. And yeah, really the final department is just the cylinder head department itself. As you can tell, we have a lot of machines
Wes,
in here.
20 bucks, stick your hand in that.
It's not worth it.
I would do it for
Not
30.
worth it.
He needs gas money.
Maybe a lunch.
Ooh,
Yeah. That's badass.
yeah. So like you could peek in through here. Cylinder heads in process and everything like that.
What's crazy is to watch it like actually swivel in and out of the port
Exactly.
to get around in there.
People don't realize exactly how much goes into it. So now what we have, so over here, this is where all of our like titanium retainers all come from. So we have long bar sheets. We can walk over here, I can show you that real quick. Straight titanium bars.
Nice.
And we basically get them load up into this machine, and these machines are running constantly, just producing all of our titanium retainers. So all titanium retainers are done in-house, but I believe this is all just scrap.
Yeah.
But yeah, like all of these get cut on these 5-6 machines. Yeah. Basically, you load them in here, and they go through the entire process going through.
I mean, it's insane that can be done now. Can you imagine like in the 70s where guys were having to mill these one by one?
Over there on the lathe, just,
Yeah.
And with how automated this is, just switching to different tools and all that kind of stuff, it just you
doesn't knock it out.
You can't beat it. But yeah, let's finish up over at the head department. So now over here is where basically all the real precision stuff really happens. So like cutting out the valve guide, doing like CHE guide, really just finishing up the valve job itself. Going in, cutting new seats, hardened seats, the whole nine.
And is this all automated, or is this like one individual tech that runs
One
this
individual
machine?
tech
Nice.
runs each individual machine. Technically, they all kind of hustle around and control all the machines, but the biggest thing is there's always going to be a guy stationed here.
Nice.
Like, it's basically like, let's go set up that machine, let it run.
Yeah.
Come back here, do what we're doing.
Very cool.
Racks and racks and racks of cylinder heads. Going through processes and everything. But probably the thing that we're like really focused on right now is going to be our 285 TC LS7 cylinder heads and our 265 or our 260 LS3 cylinder heads.
Nice.
Those are probably our biggest sellers of cylinder heads. The other thing to mention about our cylinder heads is, so 6-bolt head.
Okay.
So more clamping force,
Right.
much thicker deck,
Yeah.
just rated for more.
So way better than stock, obviously.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. And I do have to mention this because I had questions about this last week. You do not have to run these bolts. Like, you can run these on a stock block. You don't have to run a 6-bolt block.
Okay.
You can run them on a standard block. I had a guy ask me about that last week, and I was like, yep, you can run that no problem.
Nice.
And
That's badass to have the option, though.
yeah. And we got our final departments right over here. So this is where all of our balancing happens. So we do all of our own balancing all in-house for like so we have our Brawler series, which is like our in-stock series.
Right.
So we have like a 408, a 5.3, a 416, and a 427 rotating assembly that we try to keep in stock at all times.
Yeah.
Like, I think I checked earlier, we have the 427s. I think we had like 12 sets or so in stock
Nice.
of just complete rotating assembly ready to ship out whenever. So these guys are busted ass constantly trying to get those all done and get everything done and ready for our engine build room.
Okay.
So our engine build room is right over here, actually. We won't go in there and bother them or anything like that, but you could just kind of peek through. So we have 4 engine builders now. We just had another guy start. So each one stays on their specific motor throughout the entire process, and then it goes and gets put on the shelf. Everything is filled out on data sheets, is sent with the motor when it ships out of every single clearance, every single spec, what the rings are gapped to, everything.
Dyno tested before it leaves? And...
No, we don't do any dyno testing before anything leaves.
Okay.
It's not necessary with LSs. There's really no break-in procedure per se.
Yeah.
It's really, you put in your first set of, like, your first break-in oil, you run it for a little bit, then you change it, and it's pretty much it.
Nice.
Cut open the filter after about, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour, very variable RPM.
Yeah.
Done. The only place left is just walking back through the sales room and up front.
All right. Very cool.
Yeah. So like right in here, this is where all of our sales guys are. A couple of us work remote. So our whole customer service department. So we'll try to be a little quiet when we walk through here. And we just have nice displays up here at all times, just our crankshafts that we keep in stock.
Yeah.
This one we haven't cut yet. That one actually has the fire rings cut into it, but just nice simple displays that we take to like all of our events, showing dart and sleeves. Over here, this is something that we've been working on so we started doing actual fire rings or mini hoops.
Yeah.
So we do it on the block side of things. So whenever, it's more common for a head to fail than a block to fail.
Yeah.
So if your cylinder head fails, you don't have to have it recut.
Yeah.
And also these are like reusable, serviceable, everything.
I always think it's funny that this came from diesel guys and then has been adopted into gas motors.
Top fuel all the way.
Yeah.
And then this is another thing we've been working on, is working with the company of Road Trucks of doing our own design blower.
Nice.
Which every single one of these brackets is all billet, internal dry sump system. Has capabilities of about 40 pounds of boost.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then we just got a nice, you know,
Yeah, just a Godzilla.
7.3
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Godzilla just hanging out.
I believe this one's head and cam. But yeah, if you want this, you know,
Yeah.
there's a price tag on it.
It only costs as much as my car did.
That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
Don't worry
it's
about
fine.
that.
It's fine. Just,
We got a firm. We
we got a firm.
We got a firm. We got some other one. I don't know. I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Hey, PayPal.
Cash App.
Yep.
What was it? No, what's the Alibaba Express Pay?
We don't have that, unfortunately.
Dude, seriously, just want to thank you again.
Hey, no problem.
Appreciate
Anytime.
it for letting us come out. Small couple of guys being able to take the Grand VIB tour. That when I saw Mike Finnegan do it, I was immediately jealous. Like literally in my backyard. I want to go see Texas Speed. So this was really cool, and it's really awesome just to see like the entire inside of it and see just the process that you guys go through, and just the double checking and the spec checking and the hand holding that every single piece that comes through here. So unfortunately, I don't have anything to go put a Texas Speed motor in right now,
Not yet.
but yeah, we'll work on it. We'll see.
That's the collab we need.
Throw that in the budget. All right.
Well, perfect.
Well, again, thank you again. This was
Thanks for coming
amazing. And as always, please like and subscribe, hit the notification button. And until next time, I'm Dennis,
I'm Wes.
and we're out.